Today's class continues Yoga Stories 2, and our class today continues the Guru Mantra 2, and it's called Imperfect Perfection. Hello and welcome to episode 235 of Namaste Yoga. We're continuing our Yoga Stories 2 series, and we're working with the Guru Mantra still, and our class today is Imperfect Perfection. And I am really happy to be here with my friends Carla and Stephen again. And we're in their beautiful backyard today, and you can probably hear the running of the water. They have a waterfall that runs into a pond with fish in it, and they just have a beautiful place here, and it's so calm. It's like being on retreat here. We've been having a wonderful time here. And if you want to learn more about Stephen, as you know from the last time he was here, you can check out his website at www.stephenaustin, spelled with a PH, STEPHENAUSTEN.com. It'll be on the screen as well. And Stephen is a medical intuitive, and among other things you can check out on his website. So that would be great as well. And if you live in the area, you can even come here. Yeah. But he does Skype readings and things like that too, and over the phone readings as well. So you don't have to live here either. So thank you to Squeeze for my clothing. Today I wore one of my favorite designs, the Flying Heart design, so we can lovingly embrace our imperfections. And thanks to Dusky Leaf for our props today. I'm really using minimal props. Just your yoga mat really is all you're going to need, and maybe a blanket. So I'll get you to rest back on your mats to begin just to receive the teachings for today. So take a deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth, and allow yourself to arrive here now, sinking into your yoga mat. And if you can do anything to make yourself a little more comfortable, you can go ahead and do so now. If your low back is bothering you, just bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. So this week we will continue with the Guru Mantra, which is found in the Guru Gita. And this goes: Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Which means the Guru is Brahma, the Guru is Vishnu, the Guru is Shiva, the Guru is nearby, and the Guru is everywhere. To the Guru I offer all that I am. And our focus this week is on Vishnu, the preserving force of the universe. He is the energy that maintains every aspect of our lives. Anything that keeps us moving along is the spirit of Vishnu. Now, Vishnu had at least 10 incarnations. However, the one that we are focusing on this week and we're going to learn about today is his incarnation as Krishna. Krishna's job was to drive the great warrior Arjuna into battle. While driving the chariot, Vishnu helps his best friend Arjuna overcome his doubts, which becomes the dialogue for the Bhagavad Gita. So apparently, according to Yogi Baba Narayan, Vishnu once admitted to his best friend Arjuna that in taking his human form as Krishna, he could only be 15/16 perfect. Without that 1/16 imperfection, his divine stature would lose its human form. So Alana Kaivalya suggests that then, from a divine perspective, humanity is almost by definition imperfect. She goes on to say that coming to terms with our imperfection is our greatest challenge and our greatest gift. She suggests by meeting this challenge, we can accept our own imperfections in order to behold the deeper truth of our souls. So reflect on this part of Krishna's story of being 15th, 16th perfect and 1/16 imperfect in order to take a human form. So maybe even if you think you're perfect, you can relate to that. There might be even just 1/16 part of you that's imperfect. So can you relate to this story at all? Maybe you try to hold yourself up to godlike standards. Not even Vishnu could do this in his life incarnation with Arjuna. If he did, he would have lost his human form. So what would it be like to let yourself off the hook, to realize to be human means that it's impossible to be perfect? And what would it be like to stop striving for perfection and godlike standards? What would it be like for you to meet your imperfections and shortcomings with loving kindness rather than judgment? Can we come to love ourselves not by finding perfection, but by learning to see our imperfections with compassion? Perhaps by being honest with ourselves that in maintaining our lives and moving along, we are going to make mistakes. We can come to terms with the beauty of imperfection and see the deeper truth of who we really are. So reflect on what these teachings mean to you in your life right now. And go ahead and form an intention for what it is you're trying to create, preserve, transform, or reflect on in your life right now. And once you form that intention, you can begin to allow your breath to deepen and start to wiggle and stretch out. And then bend your knees. And slowly make your way up to a comfortable seated position. So you can either sit elevated on your blanket, or you can come and sit in a chair. You can sit kneeling on a block. So choose whatever is going to work best for you today in your body. Listen to your own body. And we're going to start with the Guru Mantra with the Anahata chakra mudra. So this is a mudra for your heart chakra. And it's a little bit of a complex mudra, but once you get it, it just sits so nicely and it opens your heart so beautifully. So you're going to place the right your right ring finger in the web of your index and middle finger of your left hand. Now you're going to put your left ring finger in the web between the index and middle finger of your right hand. For me, it works better if I do that the other way around. Then you're going to curl your middle fingers in front of them to lock them into place. And then you'll touch the tips of your baby fingers, your little fingers, your index fingers, and your thumbs together. You're going to hold that at your heart center. And then you'll let your gaze be at your heart, only we'll be working with the mantra, so you'll probably want to read the mantra on your screen. So this mantra will be on my right, your left. Okay? So since we have Carla and Stephen here today, we'll do the mantra in call and response. Just lost that mudra. There we go. So first of all, actually, this mudra is the gateway into the silent openness of your human heart. It expands feelings of compassion and love, and it increases your healing abilities. So I chose it because I felt that in order to embrace our imperfections, coming into the gateway of the silent openness of your heart would be a good thing to do. And to expand feelings of love and compassion is a great feeling sense to be in, to embrace your imperfections, and also it takes some healing to embrace your imperfections as well. Okay, so we're going to do the Guru mantra as call and response today. So we'll do it 3 times in call and response. Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay, so let's make space with breath and a sigh. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvaraha. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Mahesh Namaha. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Just close your eyes and feel the effects of this mudra and mantra on your being. And then go ahead and release this mudra from your hands. And we're going to come back down onto your sides. Get you to start on your right side. We're going to open up your heart, kind of the back of your heart. So if you have a blanket, it's a good idea to put it underneath your head here so that your neck isn't out of line. Okay, so you're going to lie down on your right side and stack your left hand on top of your right hand. And so, see, having just a little something under your head keeps your neck straight here, which is nice. And then what you're going to do is just glide your left hand beyond your right hand here. But what this does is the action is coming from your shoulder blade, moving your shoulder blade away from your spine. So is it all right if I go over and demonstrate on Carla? Yeah, because then you can do a close-up on Carla. So it's the hand that you see moving, but all the action is coming from here. So you're thinking about your shoulder blade moving away from your spine, and that's why your hand's moving. So you're creating that movement there. Yeah, that's great, Stephen. You have to lie down so that you still have room for your hands, Carla. Okay. And then the next action is to keep looking at your right hand on the ground. And inhale, open your left arm up. And exhale, roll it down. So you'll probably see this is a great thing that we've got 3 different bodies here. That all our arms are going a different amount open. Depending on our day, depending on the flexibility of our shoulder joint today. So that's great. Now you know to go as far as it feels good in your body today. So you're going to inhale, open. And exhale, close. Okay, and then from here, you're just going to take your left hand and hold on to your left shoulder and then just circle your elbow again to create some movement in your shoulder. And then circle the other direction. And then stack your hands again. And now what you're going to do is inhale, open all the way. This time you're going to follow your hand with your eyes and roll all the way onto your back. So you come into an open twist. And then you're going to exhale, roll back closed again. Try to keep your knees stacked when you do this. So watch for the tendency for your left knee to slide and try to let that not happen. And the reason why you're doing that is if you're sliding your left knee, then your SI joint is going to be compromised. Okay, now on the next one, you're going to stay open, keeping your knees stacked. And in order to do this, you'll probably have to sort of scoot your right shoulder out a bit and turn your chest up towards the ceiling a little bit more. And you can further protect your SI joint by drawing up through your pelvic floor, drawing Mula Bandh, and Uddiyana Bandh, drawing your navel back to your spine. And you can, just depending on your neck too, depending on how your neck feels today, you can either look straight up or over your left shoulder. So do what feels right for you and your body. And then what you're going to do is roll all the way onto your back now. And just take a moment here to breathe. Feel the difference between the left and right side of your body. So without judgment, so you're not judging the perfect side and the imperfect side now, but just noticing the differences. Okay, and then we'll roll over onto your left side. So actually, so that we're all facing the camera still, let's just come up and switch sides so Stephen doesn't fall off the deck. Okay, so on your left side, and knowing that this can be completely different, stacking your right hand on your left hand, and again, gliding your shoulder blade away from your spine, which will slide your right hand beyond your left hand, and inhaling back. So breathe out, glide your shoulder blade away from your spine, breathe in and glide back. And then keeping your eyes on your left hand on the ground, you're going to inhale, open your right arm up. And again, just noticing that this side might be different. And exhaling and closing. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. So we're just gradually opening up the front and back of our heart center so that we can embrace our imperfections with kindness and compassion instead of with judgment and I don't know, I have another word. Hurtfulness, I don't know. Okay, now you're going to hold on to your shoulder with your right hand and circle your right elbow, finding space in your shoulder joint. And then circle your elbow the other way. And then you're going to open your right arm up and we're going to follow your right fingertips with your eyes so you can roll all the way onto your back. So you come into that open twist and exhale, roll back. Again, just watching that your top right knee doesn't slide with you. So to support that, draw up through your pelvic floor like you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans. Draw your navel back to your spine. Okay, and then the next time you come open, you're going to sort of pull your left shoulder out, spin your chest up towards the ceiling, and stay in the open twist. Okay, and then you can come and close that twist and come all the way onto your back. And just check in and feel maybe some more evenness across your shoulders. Just check in and see what's happening in your body after doing both sides of those twists and counter rotation series. Notice what's happening in your heart center too. And then from here you can either rock yourself up to seated or turn to your side and come all the way onto all fours. So on all fours, we'll do a little bit of cat pose to open up your heart at the front and the back. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You're going to breathe out and round up to your back. And then breathe in and arch through your back. Breathe out and round through your back. Drop your chin. Lengthen through the back of your neck. And breathe in and arch through your neck. So I think too, when you think about embracing your imperfections, it's also about the things you say to yourself as well. So we'll get right into your throat chakra as well here. So speaking kindly to yourself as well. And then let's take that cat off to the side. So just walk your hands to the right and do the same curving of your spine here. And then walk your hands to the left. And round and arch here. Okay, and then you can come back and sit with your knees bent in front of you. And take your hands behind your knees. And then lengthen up tall through your spine. Okay, inhale, take your left arm up and behind you. Reach it to the base of your spine. And then you're going to take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. So you're coming into a twist here. And lift and open your heart here. Okay, and then come back to the center. And in the center, you're going to do your same cat-cow stretch. You're going to exhale round through your spine with your hands behind your knees. And then inhale and arch through your spine. Lift your heart forward. That's it. Exhale round through your spine. Draw your heart back. And then inhale, reach your heart forward. Yeah, we'll just do a couple more like that. Exhale round. Inhale, reach your heart forward. And one more. Exhale round. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Now, use your hands to just lengthen your spine up nice and tall again. Draw up through your pelvic floor. Draw your navel to your spine. Inhale, reach your right arm up and back behind your spine, to the base of your spine. And then reach your left arm up and over to the outside of your right knee. So you're in the twist on the other side. Keep your heart lifted tall here too. So here in twists, of course, we're releasing toxins. So maybe here we can set the intention to release that toxic need to be perfect. Except for Tim, he can be perfect. He can be our God, our tech God. Okay, and then inhale, come back center. And we'll do that really nice little cat-cow here again. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch forward. And of course, I know this won't be available for everybody because I know some of you have kind of really sensitive tailbones. So you could always just go back to regular cat-cow here too in the center. Okay, so from here we're going to make our way up to standing. Okay, from standing we're going to do some standing side bending to prepare our hearts a little bit more for opening our spines. So take your feet underneath your hip bones, the iliac crest. Lift and spread your toes. Feel the whole bottom of your foot on the ground, the big toe mounds and the little baby toe mounds, the fronts of your heels, the backs of your heels, the inside edge of your foot, the outside edge of your foot. Lengthen your legs out of your pelvis and feel your spine lift up, nice and light and free. And then inhale, take your arms up overhead. And you're going to breathe out, lengthen down through the left side of your body and reach over to the right side of your body. And then inhale, center, breathe out, reach down through the right side of your body and reach over to the left side of your body. Inhale, center. So breathe out and breathe in, center, breathe out to the side. And just go from side to side, reaching down to the opposite side as you move from side to side. As you go to the right, keep your left shoulder back. As you go to the left, keep your right shoulder back. And then one more to the side that you're going to. And come back to the center and then release your arms down. And then we'll do a little bit of back bending. So just take your hands and place them on your back. Maybe even just place your palms, your fingertips so they point down your sacrum. And draw your elbows back and down your back. And then you can lift your heart up towards the sky. So you can keep your chin tucked and reach up. You could also, it depends on your neck. So we had this discussion in a blog post recently about where do you put your neck in a back bend. So if you have any neck injuries, you're going to keep your chin tucked. If it feels comfortable, you can let your head go in line with the rest of your spine, but you're not going to let it dump back like that because then it's going to hyperextend your neck. So your elbows go back. You're lifting the idea here is that you're lifting your sternum up towards the ceiling. So that's the lift that's happening. Then you can come back to the center. And we're going to counter that with Uttanasana. So you can bend your knees, hinge forward through your hips, and fold all the way forward. Drop the crown of your head. Okay, from our standing forward fold, we're going to just do a little bit of heart opening from here as well. So you're going to place your hands on maybe on the floor, maybe on your shins. You're going to inhale, come up to a flat back. And then exhale and fold forward again. Inhale, lift your heart, flat back. Exhale and fold forward again. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. And one more. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold forward. And then you're going to very slowly, because you've been down for a while, come up to standing. And then give your blood pressure a chance to equalize. Okay. And from here, we're going to do breath of joy because there's a real freedom in embracing your imperfection. And so you're going to embrace your imperfection of however a breath of joy comes out. This is going to be breath of joy freestyle today. Okay? So the way it's supposed to go, but who cares, is inhale, arms in front. Inhale, arms out to the side. Inhale, arms overhead. And then you exhale and you fold forward. So it's one breath in, a little bit more breath out to the side, a little bit more breath all the way up. And exhale, fold forward with a deep knee bend. So breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. Exhale. Okay, one more and you can let your next one finish down or up, whatever works best in your body. And if you finish down, take your time coming up. Okay. And then we're going to go between Adho Mukha Svanasana and Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So downward facing dog and upward facing dog. Are your shoulders feeling strong today? Mine are not, so we might not do too many. See, I feel like we do a good job of embracing our imperfections on Namaste Yoga. It's like easy, our whole real yoga for real people thing. It's like we already just kind of take our imperfections in stride, It's just like it's really a part of what our show's all about. It's all built in already. It's like we're preaching to the choir here today, but I don't know. People ask me sometimes can we see your B-roll of your bloopers? It's like, what B-roll? We leave it in. We honestly, you see it. We don't have we really don't have any B-roll. It's all in. That was part of the deal. Okay, so downward facing dog to upward facing dog. So let's do an inhale, reach up. And we're going to exhale, fold forward. Take your hands on the ground and step your feet back, and we'll come into downward facing dog. Now, I find it helps to take a little bit of a longer stance, downward facing dog, if I'm going to be coming into upward facing dog. So tip your pelvis forward. Keep tipping your pelvis forward until you come into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then you're going to come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. So you can keep going between those two. I have an idea. I'll let Stephen and Carla keep demonstrating that while I show modifications. So modification could be cat-cow. Or it could even be a little bit of cobra building here. Okay? So whatever is going to work best in your body today. And that's probably enough, right? So whenever you're done, you're going to lower your knees, come back and sit into child's pose. And to give your shoulders a really nice break, take your hands down by your heels, lower your forehead to the ground, and if this doesn't work for your knees, then you can lie on your back and hug your knees into your chest instead. Okay, and then roll your way up to seated and sit with your legs in front of you. And we're going to do a seated twist now. So bend your right leg in. Cross your right leg over your left leg. And you want to have your whole right foot on the ground and your whole right buttocks on the ground. So you can either leave your left leg out like this, or maybe you can bring your left heel up to your right buttocks. If you can keep your right foot and your right hip on the ground. If not, you're going to keep your left leg out long. So I'll demonstrate it with my left leg out long. And then Carla and Stephen can keep their legs bent. You're going to inhale, take your right arm up and over to the base of your spine. Wrap your left arm around your right leg. You can either stay here, or you could, depending on your body, You might be able to, yeah, I'll let Carla demonstrate the arm to the outside, which you don't really want. So actually, I can see Carla's reflection. See how her shoulder's kind of creeping up? So I would actually go back to the wrap, the holding onto the knee. So if there's tension that starts to get created in the body, then you're going to just stay with the hand wrapped, because you're going for rotation in the spine. It's not about trying to get to the next step in the spine. It's about the intention of the pose. The intention of the pose is to create rotation in the spine. So that we can have ease in our seated position in a moment. And then come back to center and take both legs out long. Maybe give them a little shake out. And bend your left leg in. Cross your left leg over your right leg. Keep your whole left foot on the ground, your left hip on the ground, and maybe bring your right heel up to your right buttocks, your left buttocks. And check in and see if your left foot's on the ground and your left hip's on the ground still. You can keep your foot there. If not, you're going to keep your right leg out long. Inhale, take your left arm up and over. Wrap your right arm around your left leg. Maybe your arm goes out, but see, for me, it just lifts my shoulder up. So I'm just going to keep my right arm there. And then you're going to come back to center. And we'll come to a comfortable seated position for the final repetition of our mantra. Okay, so you might want to sit on a meditation cushion, or you might want to sit in a chair, or you might want to sit kneeling on a block. So whatever works best for you today to finish your class with the mantra is what's good for you. We're going to do the mudra again. So you take your ring fingers and you put it between the webs of your first two fingers. And then you tuck your middle fingers down to hold them in place. And then the baby fingers and the index fingers come together and the thumbs come together. Okay? Once you get that, don't you? Yeah. It seems so complicated, but then it's actually quite simple. Yeah. And then bring that to your heart center. And we'll finish with the Guru mantra and call and response 3 times again. And it will be on your screen, on my right, your left. So take a deep breath in, making space with breath and a sigh. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwaraha. Guru Sakshat Param Brahma.
Guru Sakshat Param Brahma.
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvaraha
Guru Devo Maheshvara
Guru Sakshat Param Brahma
Guru Sakshat Param Brahma
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha
Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu
Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu
Guru Devo Maheshvaraha
Guru Devo Maheshvara
Guru Sakshat Param Brahma
Guru Sakshat Param Brahma
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha
Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha
So you can choose to finish seated here with the mudra, the Anahat mudra, or you can rest back in Shavasana now. So as you rest back in Shavasana and reflect on this class on imperfect perfection, and embracing your imperfections, I have a quote for you from one of my favorite authors, Brené Brown. And Brené Brown says, imperfections are not inadequacies. They are reminders that we are all in this together. Imperfections are not inadequacies. There are reminders that we're all in this together. So reflect back on your experience of this class of imperfections, imperfect perfection, and see what stands out to you most and how it relates to your life. What's one small thing you're going to take away with you from this class, off your mat and into your life? Then you can gradually allow your breath to deepen. Begin to wiggle and stretch out. Bend your knees and slowly roll to your right side, making your way up to seated. If you're with the mudra, you can start to release that mudra from your hands. So thank you for joining me for episode 235 of Namaste Yoga. I did want to say that in the show notes, I'll direct you to a couple of other classes that might be useful. If you'd like to learn more about Vishnu, we have a whole series on Vishnu on Namaste Yoga. I think it's either an 8-class series or a 10-class series if you want to learn about some of his different incarnations. We did a whole series on that, so you can check that out. And also, in embracing your imperfections, one of the greatest things that I think you can do for that is to forgive yourself when you do behave imperfectly. And so we have a really beautiful forgiveness series on the membership site as well. So I'll link to that in the show notes as well. So thank you so much for joining us for Namaste Yoga 235, and thank you to Carla and Stephen for your beautiful space that held us today in our practice, and for being with us again. And if you like to be on Namaste Yoga and you live in the Victoria area, or you're going to be visiting us, then please let me know. Send me an email at info@melissawest.com. We'd love to have you on the show. Namaste.
Melissa would love to hear your questions and thoughts. Please leave your comments below the video. Thank you for your reviews on iTunes and YouTube. Your reviews help us to share yoga and a yoga lifestyle with others around the world. If you have a question for Melissa, you can leave a voice message at melissawest.com, and Melissa may answer it in an upcoming blog.